The 2022 UC football season has been amazing.
Hey, that's how we set them up. Pound, 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 pound. Nail 'em. Good job. We're now video casting along with podcasting, so you can hear us, you can see us, you can talk to us.
Sound like a TV show.
We will be talking about the Coaches Roundtable.
And I see half of the game here, half of the game there, because I want to get eyes on these teams that we're ranking. Welcome to Ute Conference Championship Football Week. It's the second week in a row of championship games. These are our final games, the best of the best. Each division, we're going to go through each matchup, talk about whether or not they've played before, who they played, strength of schedule, and what their records are. Now, John Halliburton, Maverick over there, the Aviator. He had a big win last week. A lot of people are saying the Aviators are coming. Is that true?
They're definitely coming.
So, lots of great games. First off, I want to shout out right now to our volunteers. We had 9 host sites. I made it to 5. It was awesome. Our teams were exceptionally, it was an environment that we've never had in the Ute Conference before. Kids on high school fields, parents in the stands, referees refereeing games. Oh, was there some mistakes? Absolutely, there were some mistakes. But the overall experience of the Ute Conference Championship games went to a new level. And I want to thank all the volunteers from all the districts that helped. It was awesome. Like I said, I was at 5 districts. Great food, great fun, good announcers. It was an experience, John, that we haven't had before.
I'll tell you what, it was fun to watch. It was fun to see. The kids loved it. I think in general, it was just a great experience, win or lose.
I think you're right, but we had some great games also.
Yes, we did.
There was so many 1 or 2 point victories. I kept saying throughout the day, hey, what's the name of the podcast? It's the Extra Point Podcast, because extra points in Little League are so important. And this Saturday, I guarantee you, the extra points are going to be the difference between a championship, won or lost. So, shout out. Districts like Orem. I'm not sure Orem's, I'd have to go back and look, but I'm not sure they've won a championship in the past. Maybe they have, but they brought home 4 championships this weekend. Congratulations, Orem. You guys did exceptionally well.
They were awesome.
Hey, Cedar Valley had some championships. Fremont had some championships. We had championships all over the place, but more than that, we had some great games. What about a 1918 Skyline over Viewmont Ute Bowl championship in the Peewee division? Exceptional. But more than that, John, our competition's growing. It's just not the same as it was 3 years ago or 4 years ago. The level of our teams is getting better. There's more film. There's more study, better techniques. And anybody can beat anybody on any given day. Now, there's levels, and we've talked about on our sounding board that we've got a new tweak coming from next year. We're not going to announce it today, but it's coming. And we're going to try and take that scheduling and that alignment process to another level, a little more advanced. Remember, this all started in 2020 because I couldn't stand games anymore. I was fighting with the executive board. Oh, we got a good executive board right now. But we wanted better competition. But we were stuck in this rut, this old way. Play your division, top 4 go to the playoffs, play them again. Generally, the one who won in the season, lost in the thing. It just wasn't as fun as what we've created now. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to run the gauntlet on every level. Now, yes, we had a few coaches who took matters into their own hands, threw a couple games in hopes to be lowered down. You know what? Some of those teams lost. But we're watching, and we know, because the math doesn't lie, John. Does the math lie?
Nope, doesn't.
It tells a story. And so, great games. Peewee's, again, Alta beats Bountiful. Boy, I was happy for Alta, for those guys. Come out of nowhere, win that championship game. But, you know, Syracuse got some championships. And we got our first championship ever in the history of the Clearfield division. Going back to, maybe not ever, but in recent memory. Clearfield, congratulations on your championship. So it was a lot of fun, and we're hoping that this Saturday is going to be just as fun. Now, with that being said, last year, Summit Academy, great job. But the facility was too small. We still had parents on the field. We're not going to have parents on the field, are we, John?
Nope. We got a big time this year.
And it's going to be a great football day. Why is it going to be great, John?
Because we have the best teams.
We had the best teams. It's in the Bingham High School Stadium.
High School.
And not only that, we're going to get a little bit of rain. It's football weather, baby. This is going to be beautiful. Going to get a little rain. The turf's going to be a little soggy. Well, no, we're on turf, so it won't be soggy. Perfect time of the year to play on turf, though. We're going to be, well, let's just dive right in, John. Let's go ahead and talk about a few of these matchups. And interesting, the lowest seed that we have in the Ute Conference division is a 4. And we're going to talk about that because some of these divisions were loaded with a bunch of good teams. And some of these divisions have teams that have never not won a championship. Will there be upsets? Well, upsets by virtue of they've never lost a championship game, but upset because somebody who came from the back of the pack rose to the top and won. So we're going to start right now with the Scout division. This is a 12 o'clock. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a 9 o'clock game. 9 o'clock, Bingham High School, Mountain Ridge versus Riverton.
10-0, 10-0.
10-0, 10-0. You know, as I drop down here, look at the stat lines. One thing steps out at me, but everything else is almost identical. And the thing that stands out at me is Riverton is giving up more points, far more points, almost double what Mountain Ridge. The Mountain Ridge defense has been exceptional this year. They've only given up 44 points for the entire season. So, where Riverton's given up 90. I think this game comes down to who plays the best defense and who takes care of the football in potentially a little bit wet situations.
That rain is the great equalizer.
Oh, it absolutely is. And then you look, they're both 10-0. They've both played Olympus, Farmington, and Brighton. Good teams. They both played Bingham. So it's not like they each had easy schedules. So go ahead, pick a winner, John.
I got in trouble last week for that.
You got in trouble?
Yeah, I did. My own district got me.
Oh.
Hey, congrats to Cedar Valley Gremlins. They put it to them. But I got.
You're jumping off the rails.
No,
I
think
in a different direction.
I'm gonna have to go with defense. Defense wins on the little ones. Now I love to see Riverton there, and they're our second biggest district now, right?
Absolutely.
And it's good to see.
And it's their only team
Yes.
in the championships this week.
They're trending upwards.
Absolutely.
And I
in
love
numbers,
to see that.
The district as a whole has done a great job. Numbers are good. Their team count's good. They were in a lot of bowl championships. So
13-12, Mountain Ridge.
13-12 Mount Ridge.
The extra points are going to plague this game.
So last year, if we look back in the Scout division last year, now we're going to talk about them here in a second. We had Stansbury versus Brighton. It was a 12-6 game. So I don't see this one being real high scoring.
No.
So what are you saying? 13-12?
13-12. I think with coaches on the field, it makes it even more difficult to.
Well, you're also talking about with good defense, coaches on the field, 40 plays max in the game.
Yep.
So it's not necessarily going to be. It's not going to be the air raid, snap the ball every 6 seconds.
No, it'll be cold. It's going to be chilly.
It's not going to be cold.
It's going to be cold.
Well, these guys.
In the morning.
Yeah, and so, everybody, we are going in chronological order. Scouts, Gremlins, Peewees, Mighty Mites, Gridiron, and Bantams to finish the day at 5:45. So, 13-12 for who? You're going 13-12 for Mountain Ridge. Come on, Riverton, let's go.
I'm pulling for you, Riverton. I'm pulling for both of them, actually.
Bring this one home.
I can't wait.
The
This is going to be
Riverton
good football.
District, you need a championship. Let's get it. Okay.
Yes.
Gremlin Division. Last year we had Stansbury against Brighton. 12-6 game. Now, this year, Stansbury 9-1. Harriman 8-2. I've seen Stansbury play. I have not seen Harriman play.
I didn't see Harriman either.
Their common opponents are Corner Canyon and Brighton. In our seeding, we had Stansbury as 1 and Harriman as 3. Stansbury is scoring more points, 28.2 to Harriman's 16.2. But look at the points against, John. That's interesting.
Exactly the same.
We have 2 Gremlin teams. Now, halfway through the year, we pulled the Gremlin coaches off the field. I don't think it's diminished the game. Do you?
Funny thing is, that's when Stansbury got a loss.
When their coach came off the field?
I think the first week
He
the
couldn't
coaches came
flex
off.
at anybody. Oh, did I say that?
True.
Oh, Drew,
We love you.
we love you, but
We do. You're a great coach.
be a good sport.
No, he's a great coach. Obviously a great coach. So
2 years in a row in the big dance. Absolutely. So, I'm picking an upset here. I'm looking at Harriman's strength of schedule, and Harriman's played a little bit tougher. They're only giving up they're giving up the same amount of points. They're not scoring as much. So if Harriman can get a turnover, put it in the end zone, I think you're talking 13-7, 12-7 game. Extra points are going to be unbelievably critical this Saturday. I'm picking Harriman in the upset. Now, I'm not picking against you, Stansbury. I'm just thinking Harriman is going to get one here. Oh, The crowd's going wild out there. I don't know. People are waving Stansbury
getting
flags
tweeted.
all over the office here.
Getting
I don't
tweeted
know.
already.
Boo! Okay.
Yeah.
All right, on to Peewees. Wow. I don't know what to say about this one. Corner Canyon and Mountain Ridge would play 10 times. They'd each beat each other 5. They're that closely matched. Corner Canyon's got the 10-0 record. Mountain Ridge's only loss was to Corner Canyon.
Corner Canyon. And it was a close one.
They both scored lots of points. They're both averaging 30-plus points a game. Corner is only giving up 3 points a game. Mountain Ridge is only giving up 6 points a game.
I've yet to see these field goal kickers.
So last year, Mountain Ridge got the best of Corner. Yeah. Mountain Ridge got the best of Corner twice. It was a 7-6 game in the season, and then I believe it was like 13-12 with like 6 minutes to go in the game in that fourth quarter, and Mountain Ridge scored twice.
Broke apart.
It was a 2-touchdown decision. The question is, having run the gauntlet and played this schedule, because this hasn't been an easy schedule. Now, let's face facts. Right now, these two teams are the best of the best in here. Corner played Stansbury. Mountain Ridge played Bingham in the semifinal game.
What was the Corner Canyon Stansbury score? Do you have that?
You're going to make me look that up,
No,
John?
you don't have to look it. I'm curious because I saw Stansbury firsthand, and they were brutal. And if these teams are beating that team, that's
Oh, you saw Stansbury play Cedar Valley.
yeah. Stansbury was next level.
Well, I don't have that score quickly available. I'm looking for it. But they are,
I'm sure it was a close one.
what week did they play?
Well, I'm just talking about in the semifinal game last week.
All right. Give me 1 second.
I'll look it up while you're going through that.
I got it right here.
Okay.
Peewee semifinal. Corner Canyon 20, Stansbury 0. You know,
If they blank Stansbury, yeah.
but Mountain Ridge blanked Bingham 25-0. I mean, these are the two best teams in this division right now.
Yeah, they're heads above.
So the big question that comes up is, can Stansbury, or not Stansbury, can Corner Canyon beat Mountain Ridge twice in a season? I got to take Mountain Ridge in this one. I think that 7-6 game is going to come back to haunt them. But I don't know. I just can't wait to see it.
I
Because
can't.
they're both well coached. They're both good teams. And they both play their hearts out. So
I got my lazy boy. I'm rolling it out there. And
you're going to be sitting in the clam. You guys are going to have to come out and find out. Now, this Saturday, admission is going to be $5 a person, the same as it's been. You only have to go to one field to see all the games. There's going to be food trucks. The Bingham District is doing an excellent job in planning. Come out and enjoy some top-level Utah youth football. It's as good as it gets in the country there, John.
this is the pinnacle right here. This is.
So, Scouts, 9 o'clock. Gremlins, 10:45. Peewee game,
12:30.
12:30.
My mouth, trying to get my math right here.
So, we are rocking and rolling. Next division, we have Mighty Mites. We've got Stansbury, 10-0. Now, last year, they were seeded number 7 in the tournament, got beat in the first week. They're 10-0. I've watched them play. Not dogging on you, Stansbury. 2 or 3 mistakes in a very short period of time against Harriman in that opening week of playoffs. Harriman was right there with you. Now, Harriman's a good team. Harriman is one of the teams that's beaten Mountain Ridge. But now we've got Mountain Ridge playing for their 4th championship in a row. They've won it every year since Scouts. Mountain Ridge has been on a steady climb. Stansbury has just been steady. If you look at points scored, Stansbury throws it around, 26.5 points a game, but defensively they're only giving up 7 points. Mountain Ridge got off to a slow start. They were beat by Harriman, which was playing with Stansbury. Harriman beat them 7-6 in the opening game of the season. And then they lost 2-0 against Brighton. And then it's been chomp, 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 chomp. But every time they chomp, it's getting a little louder. They played a really good Bingham team 2 weeks ago to get into this championship game. You and I were both picking Bingham.
Yep.
We didn't say it out loud.
I thought Bingham would take this one.
Bingham had already lost earlier in the season to Stansbury. So this Stansbury team is very good. Can they upset? Well, Stansbury was the 1 seed. Mountain Ridge was the 3 seed. But from a champion standpoint, can they upset or dethrone the reigning champs? That's our question here. What are your thoughts?
What's your answer?
Well, what's your answer?
I'm going with Stansbury.
You see, in that game last week, the wind was, or 2 weeks ago, the wind was howling up at Brighton.
Yeah.
First play of the game,
Pass.
Bingham throws a pick. And then Mountain Ridge does something really interesting. I mean, the fence has just come down. It's after halftime. Mountain Ridge gets the football. They're going into the wind, and they throw 3 passes into the wind for first touchdown of the game. Now it's 7-0. I was standing on the Mountain Ridge sidelines going, what are you doing? 2 of the passes were just jump balls, and their receiver came down with it. The other was a slant pass. But they did it. You're going with Stansbury? Is that what I heard?
I'm going to go with Stansbury. I don't know. It's going to be a 1-point game, too. I'm calling another 1-pointer.
The Mighty Mite division in our conference is deeper than any division we have. I mean, you had some really, really good football teams in this division. I mean, when Brighton goes down to the Ute Bowl tournament.
Drops round 1.
Drops round 1 to Riverton. But, I mean, Farmington, a good team. Cypress, an exceptional team.
Fremont,
a good team. Fremont hung with.
Fremont almost sent Mountain Ridge home. Almost. So that's, yeah, there's no...
But like opponents, and when you look at this one, Harriman got Stansbury. Stansbury got Harriman. This is going to be a battle. They've had 2 weeks to prepare. Those coaches are all watching film. Matt, Brandon, Aaron, they're all watching film.
Yep.
You're going Stansbury with what I'm calling the upset. Only the upset because they would be dethroning the champs.
I think they run the football better.
They play really good defense.
Yes, they do.
Okay, we're both going with Stansbury on this one. Boy, that's a hard pick, though.
That is.
This is a toss-up. I'm telling you right now. I don't know if it's for competitive reasons we want Stansbury, but this one's a toss-up. This one is going to be a great game. This is one you need to come see.
I don't think there's a game tomorrow or Saturday that's not going to be. I don't think you can call any of them.
It's going to be tough. So we're just having a little bit of fun here.
Yes.
Okay, Gridiron. Gridiron division. Whew. This is a replay of the 2020 Peewee Championship. Bingham, the number 2 seed, playing Harriman, the number 4 seed. Now, I don't believe this division is near as deep as our Mighty Mite division. But you got 6 or 7 really good teams.
Yes, you do.
And when you say Bingham and Harriman's in the championship and Brighton and Mountain Ridge are going to be sitting down there by me watching the game, Syracuse, oh my goodness.
They're tough, too.
You got some really, really good football teams that are not going to be there. Corner Canyon's good. I mean, you got some really good football teams. Now, I was at the Brighton Bingham game, and Brighton gave it a run at the end. Came up 4 points short. In 2020, Harriman beat Bingham 18-7. Now, different coaching staffs. Well, not really. Dave Revel is coaching Bingham. He was on the staff. That was the year that Eric Weddle had his kid playing with us. And so,
that.
But here's a common denominator for this division. Harriman, they were there as Peewees. They got beat by Mountain Ridge last year. And they're back again. So 3 years in a row, Harriman's back in the big dance. So Nate Roth, congratulations to you and your team and your staff. You've got a really good team. You seem to battle through adversity and some tough times. 9-1 Bingham. Who's Bingham's only lost to?
Is it Harriman?
No, Mountain Ridge.
Oh, Mountain Ridge. Oh, that's right.
Bingham's only loss is to Mountain Ridge. And then Harriman lost to Mountain Ridge and then beat Mountain Ridge. So that's the commonality between the two teams.
That's right. Bingham Mountain Ridge played week 1. That was a good game.
Who are you picking? Come on.
Oh, man.
All right, let's go back to records. Let's look at this. Bingham scoring 30 points a game. Harriman scoring 25. They're both giving up. One's giving up 11 points a game. One's giving up 10 points a game. Their strength of schedule, 101 versus 117. Stat line,
Not a lot different.
not a lot different.
I'm going Bingham.
You're going Bingham?
Yep. I'm going Bingham.
Now, Revel's been posting all over Facebook that his kids are working hard. Not to say that Harriman's not working hard, because I guarantee you they're working hard.
Oh, they're going to be tough.
This is another battle.
Yeah, I gotta go with Bingham on this one.
So, you've heard it. John's prediction is Bingham. The Bingham Miners in the Gridiron division. I'm going, this is another coin flip. This is another one of those games. I mean, obviously, John, any game can get off the rails. A mistake can be made. These are little kids. They can make a mistake. And then you'll have a penalty. You're going to have some adversity. You're going to throw a pick six. Something's going to happen.
The other factor is the coaches. 'Cause
Coaches.
They get into these games and the pressure gets really weird, and they can
And
make
they
some,
lose their
yeah,
composure.
they can make some questionable decisions.
Go back to your Riley Jensen breathing techniques.
Yes. Not so much composure, but you think you call things
And
that
you know, the best
shouldn't.
thing is we're going to have the best officials we have in the Ute Conference out on the field. We're going to have officials running the chains. We're going to have officials running the score clocks. So you got the best of the best. There's still going to be mistakes made. But, oh, man, this is going to be a great game.
You didn't make a pick.
These are all toss-ems. You got to flip a coin, man. They're pick-ems. You know, if I was, you know, the worst handicap in the whole world is 3.5 points. We don't have field goals, but they're all this close. I mean, if you were to look at every one of our matchups to this point, it wouldn't surprise me if anybody came home with that trophy. Who's going to put in the work, who's going to stay focused, who's going to make the fewest mistakes. That's where this is going. I can't pick against Harriman. If I was to pick, I'm going to say Harriman's going to get this one.
You're giving it to Aquaman, huh? Hey, we haven't pulled that name out in a while.
Wow. No, we haven't. He will be the tallest coach on the field this week. Come out, long flowing locks. It'll be great. Dave Revel, Nate Roth, congratulations, you guys. Magnificent season. But Moses, Ryan, Haney, love your teams. Love what you did. You guys, amazing. And I'm getting old, so I forgot a few names, so I can't go any further. But I'm just telling you, good division, strong teams, good coaching staffs. It's hard to pick against Harriman. Okay.
The Nightcap.
The Nightcap,
The crown
545.
jewel. It's the crown jewel this year.
We had at this table, we had both Farmington and Corner Canyon kids sitting here for Media Day. Interviewed both of them. Corner Canyon says, yep, we're going to get it done. I think it was Mr. Patterson. We're going to do it again. We won it last year. This is their third year in a row, Corner Canyon being in the Ute Conference Championship. Farmington sits here, first time in the Ute Conference. Now, if I look down the stat line, and we're going to talk about this more in depth, Corner Canyon 10-0, Farmington 9-1. I was at the Farmington Clearfield opening game. Farmington is losing. They go ahead, get their extra point, and they go up 14-13 with approximately a minute and a half to go in the game. They made a huge mistake. I've talked about it on the podcast, but they kicked to the only kid that could beat them. Kickoff, 70-yard run, touchdown, Clearfield win. Now, congratulations, Clearfield. It was an amazing job beating Farmington. But boy, oh boy, since then, they have just been. It's a rough stone rolling downhill, and they are cruising. They average 35 points a game. They're giving up 5. Now, if you hear me talking like this, you're saying, oh, he's all about Farmington. No, I'm not about Farmington. Because Corner Canyon, 10-0. They haven't scored as many points. They're only averaging 25 a game. They're giving up 12. They seem to play, John, to the level of the team they're playing against.
They come to play once they get it done.
They're 10-0 in a really good division. I mean, this division, you've got some really good teams. I mean, Westlake. Farmington smacked Westlake around. But Corner Canyon smacked Copper Hills around. Olympus, a good team. The only team that played with Corner Canyon is Gridirons a year ago to a 7-6 game. Corner Canyon very much got the better of Olympus this year. Riverton, a really good football team. Riverton, there was after week 4, Dave Fox from Channel 2 saying, oh, that Riverton team, watch out that Riverton team. They lost 2 in a row, bing, bing. Oh, they happened to play Corner and then Farmington. So, I don't know. Bingham's a good football team. They've both beaten Bingham. This is a clash of titans. This is really the 2 best teams. You got to love the Fia kid at quarterback for Farmington. And I can't remember his name, but his little number 22 running back. But they play excellent defense. I mean, look at their defense. Farmington's given up 5 points. Now, again, with a really tough schedule, a far stronger strength of schedule, Corner Canyon wins that division. I don't know who to pick in this one. This is just going to be a great football game. Because I think Corner Canyon is the type of team that Farmington hasn't seen this year. But I think Farmington's the type of team that Corner Canyon hasn't seen this year.
They've had 2 weeks. 2 weeks to get ready.
Now, I don't know the Farmington coaches, but Mason Dutton and Ika and these guys, they do a really good job with Corner. But I can tell you, when I was on the field for the Copper Hills game, Farmington's Copper Hills game, and on the field for their Clearfield game, their coaches are very, very steady. They don't show emotion. Oh, they get excited, but they stay it appears they stay pretty calm. At least maybe it was just because they're winning. Well, they weren't winning the Clearfield game. Pick a winner, John. Come on. You're Jimmy the Greek. Oh, some people out there don't even know who Jimmy the Greek is.
Well, who I've been saying it all year.
You're the bear. You're the bear.
I'm calling Corner Canyon.
You're calling Corner Canyon.
Yep. No disrespect to Farmington at all, but I think it's a tight one.
You think Corner, strength of schedule, and their consistency on the football field will make the difference?
I'll tell you what, it's going to be chilly and raining, which will affect...
But I'm telling you, Farmington knocked the heck out of a really good Bountiful team.
Who runs the ball better?
They both run it really well.
That's what it comes down to. Who can run the football better?
But defense, they can both play some defense too. Corner lost the championship in 2020. They won it last year.
They're used to this position too.
So this is not a surprise to them.
No. Farmington just stepped into the stage, and no offense to prior competition, but it's not this. And they're standing up to it. So my hat's off to Farmington. And
And Farmington they had their first championship this year, so that was awesome as well.
I call
And
Corner
that district
Canyon,
is growing like crazy. I mean,
it's huge.
it's going to be massive.
Mm-hmm.
And Dan Coates at the high school is doing a great job. And
high school's
Brad
doing
Thurber and Terry Orchard taking those ninth graders down and playing another Bantam team. Exceptional district. Corner Canyon, exceptional district. So, you're staying with Corner.
I'm going to ride the horse all the way. I'm loyal. But
I'm calling Farmington in an upset.
I won't be surprised if Farmington wins. I won't be surprised. But this is the one I've been excited for all year, actually.
I think Farmington, it's going to come down. Farmington is very good at extra points. I think it's close. I think it's a 14-13, 21-20 game.
Did you send the email out?
Email for what?
That a kicked extra point is now 2 and
Oh, you're funny. Leave it to John.
there's a twist.
I heard Mason Dutton's dad played on the Doomsday defense.
Yes, he did.
That was probably
Big
the last
John
great
Dutton.
defense Dallas had.
Big John Dutton. He's one of my favorites.
Wait, John Dutton?
Yes. Not
Oh,
Yellowstone.
is he the Yellowstone
But
dude?
he's as cool as Yellowstone.
Oh my goodness, I love Yellowstone. November 13th, folks. Yellowstone, new season premiere.
And that's going to be our podcast. We're going to be having a watch party.
Okay, here we go. Farmington in the upset. John's going with Corner Canyon. No disrespect to any teams we've talked about today.
Please don't be disrespected.
We love what you've done. We love this program. We love that we feel like whether we seeded you 3, 4, or 1, we feel like we've got the best games in every division. But we didn't put them there. They earned it. They ran the gauntlet. So, if you're unfamiliar, play the first 4 or 5 games this year, then you reset, put in a little more challenging situation. Then from the reset, we go into playoffs. This is the final week. 2 tough games prior. All divisions. Really pick'ems. Really pick'ems.
Mm-hmm. You win this.
If you guys who are watching this podcast want some really good football, bring your umbrellas. Come out to Bingham High School. We're going to have some scattered showers. We're going to have some 50-degree weather. We're going to have some good food. We're going to have the podcast studio set up so that we can actually interview some of these coaches and give it an ESPN quality to youth football. Because we want to do things that nobody else is willing to do, let alone able to do. Because these kids are worth it. What else you got, John? I'm excited. I'm so pumped up. $5 entrance fee. You will not be able to bring your dogs in. All parents, you'll be sitting in the stands. We do not need any help on the fields. We do not need any help running clocks. The clocks will be taken care of by the referees. The chains will be taken care of by additional referees. First class operation, biggest games of the year, hour and 45 minutes of time slot. When you get there, teams, because I know you're all watching, please review the email sent out by JD and the Bingham board. There's a warm-up spot for the visitors, a warm-up spot for the home team. There will be places down on the track, inside the track we'll talk to JD. There'll be places for pictures afterwards. We will have, like I said, we're going full tilt. Should I wear a suit? Mm-hmm. Be Kirk Herbstreit. Little short, fat version. A Danny DeVito version of Kirk Herbstreit.
We'll be in suits.
Suits. Men in black. Black shades. We are looking for a great time. This is the Extra Point Podcast. Jeff Gorringe, John Halliburton. We can't wait for Saturday. You know, and I just got to say this. It's bittersweet. Because there's the long stretch of the season, and now this. Oh, man, it's going to be over.
The season went by fast.
Thank you again to all of our volunteers. Thank you for all of our coaches. Some people say, why all the hate for the coaches? We don't hate you. We love you. We just love you to coach and not to referee and to not share your opinions with the referee so much. That's what, we just don't need that. But all the hours you spend coaching, hats off to you. I've been there. I did it for 30 years. I know what it's like to break down film for 20, 25, 30 hours a week. But I also know what it's like to go out on championship day after you've beaten a team earlier in the season and get your butt kicked 18-0. It's the example that you leave that will make lasting impressions on these kids. You know, I had the privilege last week of being up at the University of Utah and listening to Kyle Whittingham speak. We're going to put some of these on our Facebook pages, some of the clips. The experience at this level is the number one thing. Make kids love the game of football, and these coaches obviously have. We look forward to talking to all of you this Saturday. Let's have a great day. Bring your umbrellas. Bring your duck shoes. You got duck shoes, John?
No duck shoes. Gonna have to figure something out there.
And there will be a Media Day T-shirt for anybody who gets a Vicki Johnson autograph. Vicki Johnson autographs, get one. We got T-shirts for you. John, final words?
Been a good year.
Good year, good times. We're sorry it's over, but I can't wait for Saturday.
Oh, I do have one final word.
Oh, please. Here we go.
Registration opens.
Registration
in
opens
2 months.
In 2 months. Registration will begin for our sevens tournaments.
Yep, 7-on-7s.
We're ready to rock and roll already. We've got 4 sites already pinned down. So, 7-on-7 tournaments. Registration for football. I haven't got this year completed yet, John. You're such a troublemaker. Jeff Gorringe, John Halliburton, this is the Extra Point Podcast. We will see you Saturday, November 5th for Championship Day.
This conversation is now over.